Hey, what's up? It's Comic 95 The Savior, and oh my god, I've been waiting to make this video for the longest, but I have to get on black women. I'm sorry, y'all are the most irritating assholes when you don't know shit. So, let's get straight into the video. I literally made my first video when I first came back to YouTube talking about my journey with my hair and about how my hair had broken off from me both relaxing and bleaching and then dyeing it back to back multiple times over the course of just a couple of days, which was extremely stupid. And on top of that, I will also add, as I said inside that video, my hair is very thick, as you can see, and it's also very strong. I've been able to do a lot of crazy stuff to my hair that normally people cannot do without being completely bald-headed. For example, my hair can handle tight braids, my hair can handle bleach, it can handle being dyed, it can handle heat. I've been flat ironing my hair almost every single day for years. Like, when I say years, I mean almost the entirety of my life. I've been straightening my hair daily since I've been about 10 years old. And yeah, I'm almost 30 years old now. And prior to that, my hair was long. You can go back and look at my YouTube channel at my old videos at how long and healthy my hair was, despite how little care I actually took of it. I also was not someone to buy luxury designer products. I did not go get my hair trimmed regularly. It was a rare thing to get done. I can count the amount of times I've cut my hair in my entire life, still to this day. So like, this is not to say that, you want to have split ends like how I do right now. That's not my purpose, but rather to say I was able to do things with my hair what the average black woman cannot do. And so when I made that video, I talked about how, hair is based off of genetics. And of course, as always, anytime, and I know I'm going to get on this video too, anytime you talk about hair, tons of dumbass black bitches instantly become doctors. Everybody is a trichologist, everybody is a dermatologist, everybody suddenly knows everything about hair, and everybody has a beauty license. And I want to end all of this shit right now. So, first of all, I've done my research, and if I can remember, I will leave my links down below to show you factual information about this. But anybody with a brain that has actually gone to university, that knows anything about science, anything about medicine, about hair, about anything dealing with beauty, you would know that hair, just like your eye color, your skin color, etc., it's based on genetics. It has nothing to do, or shall I say, it has little to do with how well you take care of your hair. And I know you're like, wait, what are you talking about, girl? You're wrong. Hold on. If your hair is naturally long, you have to do a lot of crazy shit to stop your hair from growing to its full length. Meaning that you have to be chemically processing your hair, or, doing extreme neglect to your hair, like not washing it, not brushing it, not combing it. You don't have to buy luxury designer products and wear, your hair back into braids and do all this crazy crap that they try to sell you on. If it were really that simple to just use a few products or just do protective hairstyles, how many black women would not be bald-headed right now? Because let's face it, nowadays, almost everyone has gotten into the business of wearing wigs. Everyone now wears wigs and wears their hair natural pretty much and pins it back. But let's be real, most women have not benefited from this. It's made your hair healthier and it's grown longer than you're probably used to seeing because you had a relaxer. But for those of us like myself that spent the entirety of their lives not having relaxed hair, didn't really make a big difference for you. The only thing that it can do is if you're someone that has always had really short hair and your hair was meant to be long, but because you were not taking proper care of it when you had it relaxed, you were not taking care of your hair, now you'll feel like, wow, my hair is growing because I'm wearing my hair natural, and it's growing because I'm wearing my hair back into a bun and low manipulation, etc. That is all based on genetics. Your hair was meant to be long. However, a girl that genetically has naturally short hair, her hair can become healthier by her wearing protective hairstyles and taking proper care and buying more expensive products to care for her hair, but her hair is not going to suddenly grow 10 feet down her back. It doesn't work that way. It's not that simple. Just like as a black person, I can't say if I want to have light skin, I need to stay inside my house and avoid sunlight. Well, sure, it's going to stop me from getting darker, but I'm not going to become as white as a white woman or, whatever, from staying inside my house. My complexion is based off of genetics. I have melanin. Okay. With that said, same thing goes with eye color, same thing goes with hair texture, hair color, etc. It is all determined at birth, honestly, before that. You can't do anything about that. If your hair is naturally long, when you take proper care of it, it will become long. If your hair is naturally short, there is no amount of medicine, no amount of hair products, etc. that will make your hair grow long. All of these scam products and oils, etc. that claim to do otherwise are false. What they can do is promote healthy hair growth and take care of the hair that you currently have. And for people that have naturally long hair, it'll help your hair grow back to its potential length where it should be. But it's not going to magically make a girl who has naturally, genetically short hair grow super long hair. It does not work that way. There's no product, no amount of protective styling that would do that. And anyone that is a doctor can tell you that. And sorry, bitch, going to beauty school for 9 months or 2 years or taking your little stupid ass course on YouTube, because let's face it, most of y'all hoes are fucking liars. It's not a doctor. You're not a trichologist. You're not a dermatologist. Sorry, getting a beauty license does not make you an expert on hair. Not to mention, this dumb hoe that I'm talking about that got mad, I did block her from my channel because, like, I'm not going to waste my time going back and forth with you, bitch. Like, this video is about me coming back to YouTube. I can tell you're new here, and you probably wanted to promote the idea of the fact, oh, I'm a beautician. You probably clicked on my video because it might have been recommended because I was talking about hair inside of my video. But I'm thinking to myself, like, how does somebody saying that hair is based off of genetics make you upset? I didn't even get an attitude with the bitch. I literally just said, sorry, but I have to completely disagree with you. That's not true. Out of my whole video, all she took out of it was, this girl's wrong. Your hair length is not based off of genetics. And then the dumb bitch tried to lie and argue me about the fact that, you know, she claimed she was also natural too. And I'm like, okay, 2 claps for you, ho. So was I. I also naturally have long hair. But I'm not going to use the fact that my hair grew back or that my hair is long to say, well, okay, because my hair grew back, or it's growing back. It's not where it should be yet still. But because my hair is growing back and because my hair is naturally long, that any black woman can do it. Because that's not true. And I talk about that inside that comment that I gave to her too, I think. But I'm going to say it here inside this video. I literally went to school with black girls. I grew up poor, might I add, but even the poorest of people that I went to school with, their parents would spend money and time to do their hair. Unfortunately, I did not come from a household like that. My mother was a straight up tomboy growing up. She didn't know shit about hair, and even as an adult to this day, my mama don't really care about her hair. She wears her hair back in a bun and a ponytail and a braid. That's how she does her hair. She's been wearing like that for like 20, 30 plus years. Every once in a while she'll wear it down curly, but that's more of a recent thing that she started doing. Sorry, I live next to Expressway. But anyway, back on subject. Yeah, and so I'm thinking to myself, like, okay, and even with my mom, her hair is longer than mine. But that's, again, genetics. That's the way that her hair is naturally. So no matter how little manipulation my mom does to her hair, like I said, she wears it back in a bun almost every single day. She's been doing that for over, like, 20, 30 years at this point. Her hair is not growing any longer from her not touching her hair. She wears it natural. She hasn't relaxed her hair in maybe, like, 40 years at this point? But that doesn't matter. Why? Because your hair has a natural cutoff point. It doesn't matter how well you take care of it. It will eventually stop growing. When I say stop growing, I mean, yes, new hair grows in, but there's a cutoff length where it's not going to get longer than that. For me, mine is about somewhere between waist length, bra strap length, or whatever. My hair normally touches somewhere in the middle of my back. I have old pictures showing what my hair looks like on Patreon. My patrons can see that. And if you look at my old videos here, you can see on YouTube. That is my hair's natural long length. It will not go past that. And for white women, this is more of a medium length hair, not really long. But for black girls, we consider it as long hair. Most black women wish they had hair as long as mine. There are black women with longer hair than I have. And what I'm getting at is, I didn't grow up having like tons of hair care. To this day, I've never been to a beautician to get my hair done. I've always had my hair done by myself, my mother, or one of my sisters. It's always been a close family member. Never even extended family has touched my hair. I had one aunt that, like, I think she brushed my hair, like braided. She did something to it when I went to Texas, but that's a long story. Or another story that wasn't really doing my hair. So anyway, back on subject. Yeah, it's always been a family member that's been touching my hair. I didn't go out getting these fancy deep condition treatments, etc. Y'all over here spending $50 on shampoo bottles to get the, best quality hair care and deep condition, this, that, and the other. And don't get me wrong, those things are good for your hair. It does make your hair healthy, promotes good hair growth, etc. Healthy hair. But the reality is, look at these natural YouTubers. If it were really that easy and you could just grow your hair long by taking that, good care of your hair, using good products, etc., and low manipulation, please explain why every single last YouTuber that you watch, no matter how long or short their hair is, their hair has stopped growing. I can think of several channels off the top of my head right now where they have long hair. But you ask yourself, they've been wearing their hair natural for the past 10, 15 years. Why isn't it getting longer than that? That's the reason why. Their hair has a cutoff point. It's not that they're not taking care of it. It's the fact that their hair is naturally short. Black people have naturally short hair, just like we have naturally big noses, flat noses, etc. Of course, you can find exceptions to the rule where there are black people that have long hair, and there's black people with more slim, slender noses. But the reality is, for most of us, we don't. And for everyone, with no exceptions, the way that your face looks, your genetics, whether you have a flat nose or one that points out, or a slim nose or a wider Nubian nose, whatever you happen to have, it is all based on genetics. It doesn't matter what you do. It's already decided. So if your hair has broken off like how mine did, my hair was so short a few years ago, I could not pull it back into a ponytail like that. I couldn't do that. And so with that said, yes, that was from my hair being damaged, meaning that if I take care of my hair properly, it will grow back, which now it is doing because I've been taking better care of my hair. However, for another girl, their hair can't even grow this long. And it doesn't matter how well they take care of their hair. Genetically, it's been decided. Based off of both of their parents' genes, their grandparents, their ancestors, etc. This is as long as their hair is going to get. And I'm sorry, ho, going to school for 9 months to learn about natural hair, or 2 years, or even 4 years, does not make you a fucking doctor. I'm sorry to break it to you, bitch. Not to mention what I don't get about black women that do this shit. Anybody that wants to get somebody to style their hair or looking for a natural hairstylist, who wants to go to a woman that's being rude, insulting, and degrading when somebody tells them something that even if it, let's say that I was completely wrong, and your hair is not determined by genetics, and it's just completely based off how well you take care of your hair. Let's say I'm completely wrong, which I'm not, but let's say that I am. Who wants to go to a stylist, or who would trust somebody that like, imagine if your doctor talked to you like that. Look at how rude and insulting that is. Here you are on my channel, I'm making a video talking about my hair journey, and all you can take out of my video is, well, actually, you're wrong, bitch. That's not true. And then when I tell you, I have to completely disagree with you. Like, that's not true. Hair is based off of genetics. It's not about how well you take care of your hair. And then this is what I was getting at. She tried to make it seem like, relaxers and the natural hair movement hasn't had any impact. And it's like, girl, stop fucking lying to yourself. In fact, I found it interesting during my time trying to do research. There's actually no direct article that can tell you what percentage of black women had a relaxer. But using my own brain as a fellow black woman myself, let's be real. Black women, please chime into the comments and tell me I'm not hallucinating and imagining shit. Almost every black woman, I would argue 80% of us, but it's estimated between 70 to 80% of black women in the early 2000s and prior to that had relaxed hair. It was the way to do it because it made no sense. And to be honest, I should get a relaxer again. If all you're going to do is straighten your hair every single day, you might as well get the real thing if you're never going to wear your hair natural anyway. But the problem is, unlike straightening my hair with a flat iron, with the relaxer, you have to maintain it. You cannot be lazy and decide, I don't feel like relaxing it this month, because then your hair will break off. And that did happen to me. However, let's not play dumb. A big part of why everybody has thought they've become experts now on hair, especially natural hair, is because now it's lucrative. It's worth a lot of money now that we have YouTube and Instagram and all these influencers and whatnot and people traveling. I had a girl reach out to me trying to, do my hair or whatever, which was a total scam. And of course, she did not come into Japan, but you literally have people that think they are complete experts on hair because they went to, allegedly, beauty school for a year. And it's like, going to school to get that's like being a CNA and pretending like you're a neurosurgeon or some shit. Bitch, you're not even a real nurse. That's not the same thing. Like, girl, please stop. So I'm thinking to myself, like, why are you all angry and defensive instead of realizing, oh, is that true? Is it genetics? Maybe I should do some research on what? Because you can literally do a Google search and prove and get information on what I'm saying right now. This is not just me making up shit to you. Like I said, if your hair is meant to naturally be long and you've just been not taking care of it, then sure, by you stopping relaxers, washing, conditioning your hair, low manipulation, yeah, it's going to make your hair grow. But you can do that for 20, 30 years. If your hair is not meant to be broad strap length down to your waist, it's not going to happen. It will grow longer, but it's going to stop at whatever length your genetics has decided, your DNA, that this is your hair length. Same thing goes for your body. You could do all the squats in the world. I gave that example. But if your body is not naturally curvaceous, you are not going to get a fat ass from doing squats. Same thing goes for your breasts. You can do all the push-ups in the world. But the reality is, a lot of people don't know this. Breasts are not all created equal. Some people have more muscular breasts. Others have ones that are more based off of and made out of fat. Meaning that if you have more muscular breasts, yes, while doing push-ups might, push your breasts up and make them sit up nicer. Your boobs are not going to get bigger from doing push-ups. They also will not get bigger from gaining weight. That's why you got girls walking around with Teddy Graham looking bodies, where they're really fat, but they got AAA tits. It's totally based off of genetics. I'm blessed and my breasts are large. I also have a good shape. Now, I don't have the biggest booty, but I have a nice big ass. Okay? And so with that said, it's all genetics. I don't do squats to get a fat ass. I don't do push-ups to get large breasts. My body is designed that way. And so for me, when I gain weight, I'm fortunate enough to gain weight in those areas. That goes to the right places for me. But that doesn't work the same way with all women. All women cannot say the same thing. For a lot of women, when they gain weight, it goes directly to their midsection. It goes to their calves, etc. I have fat around my whole body, including my face. And even that's all genetically decided too. Even at my thinnest and lowest weight, I've always had chubby cheeks. That's just the way that genetics are decided for me. For another woman, their face is really thin and jaw-like and bony. And no hate and shade to you, but I don't want your face. It makes you look older and more masculine. I'm happy with mine. Not trying to bash you, but just saying, it's all genetics. So sure, I can, find some sort of product that says, if you use this, it'll slim down your face and give you whatever type. It doesn't make a difference. The only thing that's going to change my face truly is surgery. Yes, by losing weight, my face will slim down a little bit. But my cheeks are always going to be chunky. My face is always going to be a little bit round. I don't truly have a round face, but you get what I'm trying to say. It's all based off of genetics. Your hair is based off of genetics, like the color of your hair is, and the texture of your hair. So if the color and texture of your hair is based off of genetics, why the fuck do you think that the length is not based on that? Come on, use your damn brain. Idiot. And then again, the part that really irritates me is these girls use their beauty license as though it's like some sort of medical doctor's license or some shit like that. I can go to... You don't even know if I've been there before. But in fact, I almost want to do it just to argue back with you hoes. Anybody can get a license for beauty school. It's like being a CNA. Anybody can become a CNA. It's not to knock you or bash you for your career. But bitch, please don't go around using your little fucking stupid ass beauty license to act like you're a trichologist or a dermatologist, some shit. You're not an expert in that field. Sorry to break it to you, hun. And back to what I was saying about hair. Most women had relaxers. Meaning that after this whole relaxer movement started being demonized, now everybody's become natural hair Nazis and bullying you for not wanting to have natural hair and accusing you of not loving yourself and wanting to be white and everything else under the sun. After that, everybody became hair experts. Everybody thinks that now, if you wear your hair natural, it'll grow long. No, bitch. Your hair was meant to be that length, but you weren't taking care of it because you weren't relaxing it properly. And that is the reason why your hair was breaking off. And now that you stopped relaxing it, you think your hair is growing. You think it's because you're taking better care of your hair that your hair is going to grow out. No, it's not. The girls that have benefited from getting long hair after they stop relaxing it is because their hair was naturally meant and intended to be long. If hair was not based off of genetics, then please explain the reason why biracial girls are almost always girls that have long hair and looser curls. I'm not biracial, but don't get me wrong. I will be the exception, not the rule. Most black women that are not biracial, they tend to have short hair. Their hair also tends to be more on the kinky side. I am mixed race by definition, how white people view mixed race. But that's the same for most black American women. I'm aware of the reason why my hair texture is looser in curls. I have looser curls. And the reason why my hair is longer is because I have white and some Asian DNA inside of me. When you compare black American women to women from Africa, and for the African girls gonna get mad, hold on, bitch. We're talking about on average. Yes, we all know you can find some random tribe with long hair and some random... We're talking about on average. When you look at an overview of people in Africa, what do you normally notice? They normally have dark skin. They normally have darker eyes. They normally have more so-called black features. The hair is normally shorter. It's normally coarser, etc. Okay, with that said, why is that so? Because they've been mixed significantly less than black Americans have. Really, black Americans have become their own mutated race. We're a mixture of white, Native American, Hispanic, all different types of races together. We're all really mixed race people that have been mixing together with other mixed race black people. We're not really the same genetically as people that are born and raised in Africa or the Caribbean even, because even places like there, it's majority just black people, dark-skinned black people like that normally have coarser hair. This is not to start a race or colorism war. I'm just being realistic with you. The same thing can be said here. This is a topic nobody wants to talk about, but I'm going to keep it real with you. A big reason why There's differences in the way that foreigners even look when they're biracial. Like, look at it this way. When you look at the black people here that are biracial in Japan that are half black, half Japanese, it's almost always an African parent with a Japanese parent and not a black American one. And that's also the reason why a lot of these black, half Japanese celebrities tend to look like just regular. Like, look at Rui Hachimura, look at Naomi Osaka. They just look like black people. They don't look really mixed. I mean, as a black person, technically with Naomi, you can kind of see maybe something's there. But with Rui, he just looked like a normalized black man. Like, maybe you might see a little bit of something. They both have coarser hair. Naomi, of course, has long hair, and both of them are tall, of course. But they're darker than I am. Why is that? They both have dark-skinned parents that are black, and specifically African at that. They're not black Americans. They're not diluted black people. Because the reality is, when I have my own children, they will not just be black like how I am. They will take my black DNA, my white DNA, my Asian DNA, and their father's Japanese DNA, Asian DNA. So they get a much larger mixing of races than what somebody that is purely African and probably has 99 or 97% African DNA. This ain't to start a race war or anything else. And yes, there are dark-skinned people in America too. But I'm speaking on myself right now. And even for the dark-skinned people in America, for example, my grandparents on both sides of my family are very dark-skinned people. But both of my parents are lighter than I am. And I'm darker than them. So do you see what I'm saying? That's how genetics just works out. It determines more than just your hair. It determines your complexion. So it just aggravates so much. It's like, why y'all think y'all experts on shit? Because you styled a few bitches' hair. You took a course on YouTube. You went to allegedly beauty school for 9 months, 2 years or some shit. Sorry, ho, it's not a degree. Sorry, you're not a doctor. I'm sorry to break it to you. And bitch, if you had a brain, you'd realize it's not that fucking hair growth oil that's making your hair grow long. It's making your hair healthy, which is promoting hair growth. But your hair is going to stop growing at a certain length. For example, look at white girls. Black women aren't the only ones that want to have long hair, that want to grow their hair. There are white and Asian women that want to have longer, stronger hair. But the reality is, same thing goes for them. Their hair will only grow as long as it's genetically meant to be. You can buy satin pillowcases and bonnets and wrap and do everything you want to with your hair. But if your hair genetically is not meant to be a certain length, it will not grow to that length. It will not grow past whatever, that cutoff point is. It will start to break off once it gets there. It's already predetermined. Taking care of your hair will help, promote healthy hair growth and help you maintain your hair. But it will only go so long. It's not just black people that have to deal with this. White people do too, but on average they tend to have longer hair. They also tend to come from colder climates. Their hair is normally longer and thinner. Black people normally come from more hot climates. So you don't want to have long hair when you're in the middle of some African desert somewhere. Why would you want to have loose, thin, long, flowy hair? Wouldn't make any sense. You wouldn't want thick hair there either. You'd want your hair to be on the top of your head. There are plenty of black women who can't even grow their hair long enough to put into a ponytail. And it has nothing to do with the fact they're not taking care of their hair. Their hair just genetically is not meant to be long. That's just facts. Deal with it, ho. And again, like how I said, sorry, but you are not a doctor. Going to beauty school doesn't make you a doctor. And wake up and smell the coffee, bitch. Most people did have relaxers back in the day. Less than 20 years ago, almost everybody had a relaxer. That was the norm. In fact, what would it be, like 15 years ago, whatever? It didn't really become popular for everyone to have natural hair until, like, I would say around 2010, 2012. Honestly, more like 2012. I'd even say later than that. The natural hair movement, in my opinion, didn't truly take off until about maybe 2014, 2015, where everybody and their mama started doing it. But prior to 2010, no. Almost everyone had a relaxer. Nowadays, still a lot of people have relaxers, and many people have gone back to them. And what good is it to wear your hair natural if all you're going to do is put fake hair in it too anyway? You still using curly hair that's not yours. Textured curly hair to get hair that looks like how mine does naturally that's not yours. You're still throwing on straight wigs on top of your head. So for those people that think that you're better than someone else or you're not trying to be white because you're like, well, I'm buying curly hair. Is your hair 3-type hair, bitch? No, it's not. Is your hair all the way down to your ankles? No, it's not. So if I'm busy trying to be white, then what the fuck does that make you, ho? Okay. Mind your own fucking business. And then these same bitches would go around, they wear makeup to try to slim down their nose and everything else. So, okay, I'm trying to be white because I want to straighten my hair, because I like the way that I look better with straightened hair. And I acknowledge the fact that it's easier to maintain straight hair than it is curly hair. It's simple. That makes me somebody that hates myself. But you don't hate yourself, or you're busy buying Hispanic hair. You're buying hair from Brazil, white people hair, etc. That's not self-hate. Okay, interesting. Why can't we just acknowledge the fact that we like different things from different cultures and we wish we had things that we don't have? That's human nature. It's not a matter of hating yourself. A lot of white women want to have curly hair. Maybe not 4 type hair like how you have, but they want to have 3 type hair. They want to have 2 type hair. They want curly hair. They want big waves, etc. Hair that they don't naturally have. Asian girls do too. They want thicker hair. It was a huge deal when they finally started having tools that made it easier for them to curl their hair. Because for a lot of them, they have trouble maintaining curls. They need tons of hairspray and need to have dirty hair to hold a curl in hair. All types of problems that they have. Everybody wants what they don't have. People that have dark skin want light skin. People with light skin want dark skin. That's why white people trying to tan themselves and black people busy trying to bleach themselves and avoiding the sun. That's just life. I don't make the rules. As I always say, I play by them. And I also believe in reading and educating myself. You don't have to lie and pretend like because you have a alleged license for hairstyling that now you're a doctor, now you're an expert, and you know everything about what's determined by genetics and what's not. Sorry you're too delusional and a lack of a college education has tricked you into thinking that your hair is determined based off of how low manipulation styles and what products put in your hair. I don't care if you're a natural hair Nazi hoe. That does not make you an expert on hair. You have an obsession with this stupid new movement that got started. And you're wrong. No doctor is going to tell you that all you have to do is take care of your hair and it'll grow down your back. It doesn't work that simple. If your hair is meant to be that long, then yeah, it's going to. But if genetically you have short hair, it's not going to work. Like, for example, for myself, if I stay inside and I avoid the sun, my skin will stay light. If I go outside, I can get as dark as a dark-skinned black person. I hate to say it, I'm just keeping it real. I'm not going to be PC, I'm black myself. If I don't want my skin to be very dark, I can avoid the sunlight. That's factual. However, would I tell somebody that has naturally dark chocolate skin that if they stay inside, they're going to look like me? It doesn't work that way. Why? They have more melanin than I do. It's already been determined. They can stop themselves from getting darker. They can bleach their skin and do surgery and things like that. But avoiding the sun is not going to make them whiter. You avoiding putting a relaxer in your hair is not going to suddenly make your hair grow 10 feet long. Like the white women you aspire to have long hair like has. That's just facts. Everything is not a matter of hating yourself or being uneducated. In fact, if anything, you're the one that's uneducated because you're getting angry and trying to defend something that's simply not true. A real person that actually has a degree and that studies hair, like a trichologist and a dermatologist, they will tell you that your hair is based off of genetics. That determines your hair loss and your hair length, which is why some people start balding earlier than others. Some never lose their hair, or their hair simply thins a little bit, but it doesn't start falling out and receding hairline, etc. That's all totally based on genetics. That's facts. So, it just irritates so much that, like, black women are so defensive over that topic and shit. And it's like, quit lying to yourself. You know that if you didn't, because I didn't, my parents didn't allow me to have a relaxer, especially not my mom. But everyone that I went to school with, very few, I could literally count the girls that I met at school that had natural hair. Almost everyone had a relaxer. Not just straightened hair, but a relaxer. Every year in your class, there was maybe 2 or 3 kids out of 20 plus that did not have one. You got a classroom with 12 girls inside of it, maybe 1 or 2 out of those 12 didn't have a relaxer. That was it. Almost everyone had a relaxer. And they normally wore weave too. I'm not bashing them for it, but I'm just saying. Because everyone had a relaxer, and let's face it, not all of y'all mamas was taking proper care of your hair. There wasn't as much information about hair online either. So what happened? Naturally, a lot of people ended up having receding hairlines and missing their edges and broken bad hair and bald headed, etc. So when they stopped doing it, they go, my hair was meant to be long all along. And then they thought inside their mind, okay, maybe if I just take better care of my hair and I wear a bonnet 24/7 and I do the protective styles, it'll grow longer. And there's a lot of dumb grown women that think the reason why their hair isn't growing longer is because they're just not taking good enough care. And if they could take it up the next level, next notch, it's going to get longer. But that's not true. That's misleading. It doesn't work that way. That's why people like me that take very awful care of their hair, look at how long my hair has gone. If you think, oh, this isn't long, look at my old videos. I have another channel where I talk about how my hair got broken off, and you will see I did not have black hair. This is all new hair growth that I have. New black hair. My hair was blonde. There's no blonde hair on my head anymore. My hair cannot even go back into a little rubber band for a ponytail. My hair was not touching my neck, my shoulders, nothing. I couldn't brush my hair without half of my hair coming out in clumps. I didn't have enough hair to make bangs. That's how bad my hair had gotten. It's still not where it should be at, but it's much better than it was. It's where I can actually wear my hair down and natural and go outside. And it's still damaged. I need to cut my ends. I'm still waiting for it to grow back because my hair should be at least twice this length. You should not be able to see the ends of my hair. If you look at my old YouTube videos, you used to not be able to see where my hair cut off. It's still shorter than where it should be. It's still growing. I've made a lot of progress in a year because I decided to stop relaxing my hair. The relaxer wasn't even the issue, might I also add. It was the fact that I wasn't consistent with relaxing. I would relax my hair for 1 month, and then I'd wait another 3 months or 4 months, whatever. That was the problem. And so then my hair would break off from me not keeping up with it. I wasn't committed to it. The relaxer itself is not bad. In fact, I found that having a relaxer actually helped me maintain my hair and grow longer. And not because I was taking better care of my hair, not because the relaxer is magical hair growth pills, no. It's because my hair was intended to be longer. It can genetically grow longer. It can genetically maintain a longer length. I just wasn't taking proper care of it. And when I was relaxing my hair, because I was doing less, I wasn't putting as much heat in my hair, I wasn't having to do as much styling my hair and flipping it around and ponytails and rubber bands, etc., it allowed my hair to maintain length. It helped my hair. It's not that the relaxer was good for my hair. It was the fact that I was applying less heat, less manipulation. And ultimately, it was my genetics. Because another black woman with the exact same 3-type hair as me can do the exact same thing that I did. And it will not work for them. Likewise, I can sit my black ass inside of my house like right now and watch my skin get lighter and my tan fade. But another black person, they are not going to get to be my shade or lighter from sitting inside their house all day to avoid the sun. That's already decided. Their body naturally produces more melanin. They're going to be darker than I am. That's facts. So, yeah, just irritates me. Like, just admit that you don't know shit. Just say that you're sorry. Say that you're wrong. But if that makes too much sense instead, you gotta stand on your heel, die on it, and pretend like because you style people's hair for a living, that now you're an expert on the science behind hair. That is the most ridiculous shit I've ever heard of. You would not go to a CNA for medical advice on cancer. Yes, they are a nurse. Yes, they do a lot of the dirty work that registered nurses don't do, etc. And they don't get enough thanks. But at the same time, let's be real. Your education is not on par with a neurosurgeon. Your education is not on par with a dermatologist, a trichologist, etc. You're not on their level. You want people to respect you and be smart for starts? Lower your fucking tone when you talking to me, bitch. And secondly, let me also add, go to school. Get a real degree. Get a real education. Get a real fucking license. Become a real doctor. And then bitches like me will respect your bald-headed ass, bitch. Because if it really was based off genetics, the motherfucker in your hair all the way down to your toes, ho. Exactly. Because you can't grow it that damn long. It don't matter how long you sit your big, fat ass, ugly ass head. I'm gonna need the goddamn bonnet. Your hair not gonna grow that long. Why? Because of genetics, ho. Simple as that. Oh, y'all irritate me with that shit. And I'm sorry, I gotta call out black women because I see this from y'all all the fucking time. Twitter is a mess of natural hair Nazis. Everybody's a beautician. Everyone's a cosmetologist. Everyone's licensed. Everyone's an expert. Yeah, right, sure. Everyone's a doctor on Twitter. Every black person in particular. It's funny how Twitter has the highest concentration of black doctors. Interesting. Black female doctors, too. Right. So going to beauty school for 9 months or 24 months means that you know more than a trichologist does? You know more than a dermatologist does too? Because you can literally search this on your own and find credible sources of people that actually have degrees and backgrounds like the American Association of Dermatology, where they have actual doctors writing articles on this topic, and they will tell you that your hair length is based off of genetics and age. You idiot. So, I'm done. Anyway, that's that. Please chime in, ladies. Please let me know. Am I imagining things? Almost all of us had relaxers? Did we not? Until like the past 15 years, almost everybody named Mama had one. And even nowadays, if you were to poll black women and ask them if they ever had a relaxer, almost everyone would tell you that they had a relaxer at least once, if not for the entirety of their childhood, and for many, even up until their early 20s or later. Because depending on how old you were, it didn't become normalized to have natural hair. Because y'all know what I'm talking about, black women. It used to be back in the day, white people probably know this, but let me explain this to y'all. It used to be back in the day where if you didn't have a relaxer, people viewed your hair as being unprofessional. The only reason why I didn't have a relaxer and didn't feel as pressured is because, one, my mom didn't want me to, and back then it used to be normalized and okay for people to talk about how you have good hair and how you got mixed people hair, etc., which is what I got all the time. People used to tell me that I was Latina, that I was white, etc., because I had loose curls. I've always had 3B, 3C type hair. I have loose curls. My hair has always been long. So for me, I never really cared much about having weave or extensions. I never really cared much about straightening my hair. I mean, I wanted straight hair, but it was really only because my friends had straight hair and I wanted to fit in with everybody else. I liked how I looked with straight hair. When my sister had straight, I used to be a part of a dance group when I was in 3rd grade. I think I was in there from 3rd to 5th grade. And so when my sister straightened my hair, I loved it. And I was like, oh my God, I want straight hair, I want straight hair, I want straight hair. And I became obsessed with having straight hair and I started straightening my own hair. And I did it every day. And I also broke off some of my hair by not knowing that you can't put product in your hair and leave the flat iron on it for too long, etc. So anyway, with all of that said, my point is this. Almost all of us had a relaxer. And it was viewed as unprofessional to not have a relaxer, which is why if you look at old newscasters and whatnot, you didn't see them with natural hair. They straightened their hair. They wore wigs and weave, etc., to blend in and assimilate and be presentable. When it came to jobs and interviews, you wouldn't show up to a job or interview with an afro. It'd be seen as unprofessional. You weren't allowed to wear things like braids and dreads, etc. I'm not saying it's right. I'm explaining why a lot of us did that. European beauty standards. But honestly, beyond just European beauty standards, for a lot of us, like for myself, y'all see me get on white people all the time on this damn channel. I ain't trying to be white. You simply like the way that it looks better on you. For a lot of not a lot of black people. For a lot of white people, they're not getting a tan because they want to be a black person. They simply like darker skin. As a black person, I like straight hair, but I'm not trying to be Becky. Do you see what I'm trying to say? For a white girl, she might like tan skin, but she ain't trying to be Shaniqua. Just keeping it real with you. I know I hurt people's feelings, but I went there. So, like, you can even ask them. When you ask white people, oh, like, you want to have my hair, you a 4 type hair girl? They're gonna be like, no, I'm good. I don't want your hair, but I do wish I had curly hair. It hurts. I'm just telling you how it is. I'm saying how the fuck it is. Nobody else want to say it, but I'm gonna go there. Same thing goes nowadays. Now it's not okay to say that people have good hair or that they got that mixed hair, whatever. It's not appropriate to say. But the reality is, it hasn't changed. Look at YouTube. Girls that have 4 type hair get significantly less views, especially if they're dark skinned. When you do watch people's videos on natural hair or see all these videos that go viral with people doing hairstyles, etc., what hair texture do they have when it's natural hair? It's always them adding hair that is 3 type hair. When you see 4 type girls doing their hair, what do? They manipulate their natural hair to make it look like 3 type hair. So it's like, if you're going through all that effort to look like you have hair that you don't have, my hair type, or to look like you have a white or Asian or Latina girl's hair, you might as well just go ahead and get a relaxer. You might as well just straighten your hair. You might as well just say that you don't like yourself either then. If I don't like myself, then I guess you don't either then, bitch. Because you're not even using your real hair texture. You're not even using your real hair. Like, at least for me, my excuse is I became bald-headed from damaging my hair. This isn't how my hair always was. I had to learn about this shit. I didn't grow up wearing weave. I didn't have a relaxer. And even then, I didn't have the longest hair. And it wasn't because I didn't take care of my hair. My hair had a cutoff point. My mama cut my hair in pigtails. I wore pigtails and French braids. We didn't call them cornrows in my house. They were French braids. I wore pigtails and French braids for the entirety of my childhood. Almost. It wasn't until I became like a tweener, preteen type age where I finally started straightening my hair. And even then, I mostly wore it natural. I would wash my hair and I would literally like have curly hair on top. It'd be wavy. And then I'd brush it back into a ponytail and I would just straighten my ponytail. That's how I used to wear my hair a lot. That's how it was. I would braid it into, it was really a big thing to have a mohawk back in the day. I braided my hair up into a mohawk, and I'd have a curly mohawk. Like, that's just the way that I wore my hair. So, I'm done. Anyway, give me your 2 cents down in the comments below. Like, ladies, please back me up. Almost all of us had relaxers back in the day, and it was popular to have straight hair. And if your hair wasn't straight, even your family members would be like, what you plan to do with that hair on your head? Like, it was not acceptable. Sorry, my notification. It was not acceptable to go around with natural hair. And so it really wasn't acceptable if you had 4 type hair, but at least the 3 type hair, people didn't care. People compliment your hair, like, oh, you got that good hair. I wish I had hair like you. I literally remember going to my church and being in the bathroom, and a dark-skinned black woman was commenting on the fact, because my mom was like brushing my hair and fixing it. She was like, oh, it's not fair that, y'all got that good hair, whatever. And it stuck with me. It's like, wow, it's really sad that people really feel that poorly about themselves. But I get what they're trying to say at the end of the day. Like, let's be realistic. I do get what they're saying. I don't want 4 type hair. I acknowledge the fact that I have privilege from having 3 type hair. Not just because of how people treat me when my hair is natural, but it's easier to do. I told the story before, but I remember doing a friend of mine's hair. I had 4 type hair, and I'd never realized how different y'all hair is from mine. Because, to be honest, I don't even feel like I got black hair anymore when I look at their hair. Because I did not know that their hair does not absorb product like how mine does. I don't have to think, when my hair gets wet, it soaks all the way through. Girls that got, like legitimate 4 type hair, you put hair lotion on it, that shit just sit. It don't seep in. Their hair looks white after putting product in it. And I'm like, it doesn't absorb it? Like, what? I was shocked. When you do things like wet their hair, it stays full. Like, they have to literally drench their hair. And it takes forever to dry. It's like a sponge. With my hair, I don't have to make wash day a big deal. It's a big deal for me because I'm lazy and I don't want to straighten it again. But after I wash my hair dries in less than an hour. Like, it doesn't take an all-day affair for my hair to become, dry again. Like, do you see what I'm saying? There's differences in our hair. We're not allowed to talk about it anymore because it's not politically correct. But the reality is, most women that are dark-skinned and have 4 type hair especially, and I'm not saying this to say, because yes, 3 type hair can be on girls that have dark skin. And yes, 4 type hair can be on girls that have light skin. But the reality is, on average, generally, those features are kind of, I don't know the correlation, but it does seem like there is some sort of correlation. And see, because I'm not a doctor, and I didn't do research on it, I'm not going to fucking lie to you guys and claim to know the answers. I believe, I don't know for a fact, that there is some sort of correlation between complexion and hair length and hair type. Yes, I can think of black women, celebrities, Instagram models even, and people that I've met in real life that have 4 type hair despite having lighter skin. In fact, my oldest sister is an example. She has 4A hair. It's not 4C, but 4A type hair. She has brown hair and light brown eyes. But her hair is both shorter than mine and coarser. And she's been natural before it became popular too. She spent her whole life being that. She took better care of her hair than I did. She doesn't relax her hair. She did when she was a little girl, but she stopped a long time ago. She was wearing her hair natural when it wasn't even in style to have natural hair. When she was in high school and junior high school, she still had natural hair, even when it wasn't cool. And she didn't have the desired hair type, but she wore her hair natural. Was her hair longer than mine? Nope. And she probably hated that too. Because despite the fact that she took so much care of her hair, bought so much expensive products, and really did, she was onto the natural hair movement before anybody else was. Because she didn't just wear her hair natural. She was always trying to do research to find ways to protect her hair and make it look nice and smell good and, grow, etc. And her hair was like the same length that my hair. This is my damaged hair. This was her hair after taking care of it. It was shorter than this when it was straightened. Shorter than that. That was her hair length. It had nothing to do with her not taking care of her hair. Genetics decided that. So, I'm done. Leave your 2 cents down below, ladies. I'm sorry, black girls. I have to get on y'all because, like I said, this is the issue with us. This is. I get on every race on this channel. I gotta call y'all out because that bitch irritates the fuck out of me. It's like, why are you taking it personally? I ain't talking about you and your hair. She ain't even got a profile picture. I don't know what the fuck you look like. But you don't represent everyone, just like how I don't. Because by your standard, I can say, well, look at how long my hair grew. It would be misleading. In fact, that's what a lot of these advertisements do. They use girls that had naturally long hair that either cut off their hair or damaged their hair from not taking care of it. And then they show you how long their hair became after using these products and oils and peels and treatments. If something really ever were to work, you think they'd have it available over the counter to us? No. They treat it like cancer medication. They would charge you thousands, millions of dollars for it. Look at all these celebrities that are bald-headed, buying wigs and weaves, extensions, etc. They've done everything under the sun for their hair. They have the money to take care of their hair that you don't. and they still can't grow long hair. Why? Because it's genetically determined. Anyway, leave your 2 cents down below. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Enjoyed this video. Please give me a like. Subscribe to my YouTube channel if you have not already. If you enjoyed this video, please consider becoming a patron. It's $5 per month. You can hear me talk about rants and things going on in my personal life. You can also sign up for my YouTube membership, where I also have some scrap videos and things I decided not to post here publicly on YouTube. It's only $2 per a month for that content. You'll get somewhere between 1 to 2 videos every month from there. There's a lot of random stuff there, but there's no set upload schedule, unlike what Patreon, where you will get somewhere between 3 to 5 videos per a month, and it is a gift to you for supporting me as a creator. Otherwise, I would appreciate you following me on Instagram and Twitter at Comic95. I have a Snapchat and TikTok at Comic the Savior, and a Facebook fan page at Comic95 the Savior, and a blog at Comic95.com. So thank you so much for listening, and thank you for watching, and I hope you'll watch another video. Bye.